Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, welcome back to a Track Titan community race, the 14th community race of the series. We're back at Zandvoort and we're in the Ferrari 312T. Historic car, driven by Niki Lauda, potentially James Hunt. Appears to be your research. But yeah, we're back. A week's absence from the streaming. Sorry for that. Sorry to everyone for that. Life gets in the way, but we are back and we are looking forward to another Zandvoort race. I'm going it alone this time round. Simply because we weren't prepared. I wasn't prepared. I'm not doing Track Titan much justice. However, we're here, and that's what matters, and we're ready for some fantastic racing. I'm going to try and do us an onboard with Michelle Rodriguez. Who else to take us around the most fantastic track of all but Michelle. So here he is, coming down the pit straight into the first corner. It's named Tarzan Bocht. It's a hairpin, got to keep it tight. In these kind of cars, you get a lot more downforce, so move past the cars that are sat on the corner of the track, into turn 2, into Galop Bocht, and into Hugenholz Bocht. Now, this corner is much more cambered in real life. If you've seen the F1, you'll know, because in this older version of Zandvoort, it's not quite as cambered as it now is in real life. Into the almost straight, the wiggly bit. It's full throttle all the way through this, coming up into turn 7 of Schleifvlak. I'm very sorry to any Dutch viewers. Coming around, it's a right-hander braking into Mattersbocht. There's an interesting part of track there where it kind of moves off to the left as you come into the corner. Round another tight corner of Bocht 9. It's almost a hairpin, but not quite. But into the slow technical section and round Bocht 10. Went on to the second longest straight on the circuit until we reach the kind of center arena section, which coming over the hill, downhill, and then deep braking into the chicane of Hans-Ernst Bocht. Going right, and then we're going left around a full hairpin here into a short bit of full throttle action until we come onto the final set of corners, Come Ho, and then into Arie Luyenvik. Another Dutch name I can't pronounce. But in real life, once again, this is much more cambered than you see here. If you're unfamiliar with the track, you now know. If you watch back to F1, you'll know where it is, because that is the now very famous, very cambered corner. And there we go with a lap, and Michelle Rodriguez comes along the line at 439 kilometers per hour and puts himself on provisional pole position with a lap time of 1:39.885. That being said, he's the only driver to have completed a valid lap without going off track limits or spinning it. So we'll see how that goes, but a driver like Michelle, we would expect him to be up near the front, because he always is. He always is. You already know what to expect from Michelle Rodriguez. Nothing less than the best. 3 minutes left of the qualifying. Yeah, plenty to look forward to in this race. I'm sure you got a twitchy car, a fast car, a tight circuit, and a technical circuit. If that's anything to go by of previous races, it means we're going to have a nice bit of fun chaos. And honestly, I can't wait for anything. Few drivers completing some lap times now as they come across complete some hot laps. Diogo Teixeira has come across the line and put in a 1:41.881, putting him second place provisionally, and that's the closest anyone's got to Michelle this qualifying session so far, and he's almost 2 seconds behind Michelle. So unless some of our typically very fast drivers like Ryan Skywalker and Eric Zamandera can put in some fast laps, and Vetsku, the dark horse that we've been pointing out over the last few weeks, unless they can pick it up, then he is going to be away and clear. Ryan Skywalker, there we go, putting in a lap time of 1:42.58. Bringing the fight to Michelle Rodriguez, but not really, because he's still a second behind. Michelle has unlocked a bit of pace. Is Michelle actually Niki Lauda? We'll never know. Potentially. However, outside of Michelle Rodriguez potentially being famous Formula 1 drivers. We've got a few drivers going around, a few new drivers, a few new faces this time around that we're looking forward to seeing at race. None of them taking the fight to Michelle quite yet, but typical fast driver Eric Schmadera is still driving around and trying to find him for a lap. And here he is coming around the circuit. He's put in some slow time, so I think he might have had a spin earlier on in the lap. But here he is coming through the wiggly bits of the almost straight. That see when his first sector time comes through. A slower first sector than expected for him. However, I think potentially a faster first sector than Ryan and Michelle. This could be on to a fast final lap for Eric. Let's see him come through this kind of center section into the left-hander and onto the short straight. Short blast through into the arena section. I'm going to not bother with any Dutch names today. I don't want to offend any Dutch viewers. So we're just going to call this the arena section. It looks like an arena section. Coming around to complete the final few corners, Eric is on a flyer. Remember, the time to beat now is a 1:39.193 by Michelle Rodriguez. Can Eric Schmadera beat the time? He's going to come round and he's going to cross the line and finish his lap, putting himself on provisional pole position with a 1:38.767. What a lap from Eric Schmadera there, pushing Michelle Rodriguez down into second position and Ryan Skywalker down into third position. And that leaves us with a top three. And as I don't think any drivers currently going around are going to beat him, of Eric Schmadera, Michelle Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker. 4th to 10th, we've got Alexander Gray, Diogo Teixeira, Yeehaw, Isaac, Sunday Driver, Andrea Canatore, just pipped to 9th place by Evil Goblin, putting Andrea Canatore down into 10th. We've got 5 more drivers outside the top 10. We've got a 15 driver grid today, a shorter grid than normal because normally we're expecting, 24 drivers, but Zandvoort only has 18 pit lanes. And with only missing a few drivers there, we've only got 15 drivers, so potentially a bit less chaotic and a bit more racing. Going through the grid, we're seeing that the gaps are very, very tight. We've got the biggest gap is a 3-second gap back from 10th to 11th. Everyone within the top 10 is within a second of each other on their fastest laps. So let's see how this one goes as we go into the race session. Here we go. 15 drivers on the grid waiting for them red lights to come on, waiting for their chance to take glory here at Zandvoort. On the Dutch seaside, sandy dunes in the background. There's no Dutch fans here to light some orange flares for this one round. Well, don't you think you'd see many of them for Ferraris? "20 seconds left on the grid. What's going through these drivers' minds? What are they waiting to see? Waiting to see the lights, I already know that. But what are they waiting to do? The lights are off. 6 lights are going to come on for these drivers. We've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 lights, 6 lights on. The lights are out and away we go. And Michelle Rodriguez looks to have got a much better start than Eric Schmadera there, but he's just going to slot behind him and try and get a little bit of slipstream just before he comes to the third corner. He's going to try and dive bomb him, and there he is. Michelle Rodriguez up the inside into the first corner, and Eric Schmadera's gone wide. He's got into the gravel on the first corner. He's thrown his he's thrown his pole position away and he's dropped down into 11th position. There's chaos ahead of him in the grid. There's drivers backwards, and then up ahead at the front of the pack it's Michelle Rodriguez with that fantastic first corner move, capitalising on Eric Schmadera's chaotic start off into the gravel. He just could not get a handle on these Ferraris. Diogo Teixeira is up into second place ahead of Alexander Gray, battling away for the battle for second. And there's a driver off in the background. It's Ryan Skywalker going into the wall, almost throwing Yeehaw off. Ryan Skywalker is in the gravel as well. Some of the fastest drivers on the grid are having a torrid time going off into the gravel for this race. So out clear ahead is Michelle Rodriguez, ahead of Diogo Teixeira, ahead of Alexander Gray. That top 3 remaining unchanged for the last few corners. But it's all changed behind because Eric Schmadera has battled his way back up from 11th position. And he's now in 5th place ahead of Isaac. Fantastic drive from Eric there. capitalising on Ryan Skywalker, who is just behind him, who also had an issue going into the gravel, up into 6th place there for Ryan Skywalker. And so, as the drivers are coming around into the arena section, deep braking into this, they're all going to compress, they're all going to come close together and have a little bit of a sniff at each other's exhaust fumes. Leading them through, Michelle Rodriguez from Diego Texera, from Alexander Gray, from Yeehaw, from Eric Jimenez, and from the man on your screen now, Ryan Skywalker, getting chased down by Isaac. What a first lap, that was incredible. But as it always goes, as we've come to expect, Michelle Rodriguez flying through, making a clean overtake and keeping a cool head. I'll try not to curse him too much because you know all the commentators curse goes. But there he is leading the race, and Diego Texera going to try and put in a shift today because he had a bit of a tough time last time I was here with the BMWs. If I recall correctly, I think he was struggling to get that car just activated to its maximum. Hopefully he can do a bit better today. Let's look back at the first turn hairpin. Catatori, oh no, it's that Vetsku and DVDP ZZT battling away, coming into turn 3. There's been an accident just on track. DVD flying wide, ruining his corner, allowing Vetsku to run away with it. And Vetsku is going to try and chase down Andrea Cantatore, the Italian in the Italian car. Can he hold off the dastardly Finn in Vetsku, the Iceman? He's got the Finnish genes, which means he can make overtakes. Although, speaking of that, Eric Jimenez makes an overtake on another Italian in Yeehaw. Yeehaw's going to fight back. Oh, late braking. Nearly clips Eric Jimenez there, but thinks better of it and backs out of a serious injury bringing dive bomb. So Eric Jimenez there putting Yeehaw as a barrier between him and Ryan Skywalker, who he knows was going to be on his back end and going to be trying to catch him because Ryan Skywalker is another very, very fast driver who we'd expect to be back towards the top very soon. Although Alexander Gray is putting in a fantastic shift here just behind Diego Texera. I haven't seen Alexander Gray a whole lot in these races. However, I might just be ignoring him without trying to be rude. He's doing a fantastic job to keep this third position right now, just keeping it on track, keeping a clean head and keeping his lines clean. Michelle Rodriguez then coming around into the second lap. We've got 11 minutes left in this race. Diego Texera still a second and a half behind him, not able to gain any time. It looks like Michelle is flying away with this one. Alexander Gray. It's the Finn versus... Where's Eric from? Forgotten Eric. Paul. It's the Swedish man versus the Pole in Eric Jimenez. Oh, and Alexander Gray goes onto the gravel exactly the same way that Ryan Skywalker did. He's gone right onto the gravel. He's done well to keep the car pointing in generally the right direction, but he's dropped down all the way from 3rd into 6th. I got in his head with the commentary. All this talk of nationalities, and he's gone into the gravel. So Eric Jimenez now up from pole to 11th to 3rd. This man does not like staying in the same position. He's a man on a mission, and now he's going to have to try and hunt down Diego Texera and maybe Michelle Rodriguez, but that's a big gap to drop in 10 minutes time. You've got 2.5 seconds for Eric Jimenez to try and catch up and retake that first position off Michelle Rodriguez, and Michelle Rodriguez is no slouch. He's not going to give up it. Firstly, not going to give it up a fight, and he's not going to make it easy to catch up because he is a fast driver. Eric Jimenez, however, is catching Diego Texera, gaining a 10th on him through that corner there. Apparently going 1.5 kilometers an hour. Not sure on that one, Assetto Corsa. Meanwhile, Yeehaw is getting chased down by Ryan Skywalker. He's right on his bumper. Let's jump a bit further back because it looks like Vetsku has got past Sunday Driver. Coming around the final corner, Vetsku not doing himself any favours by getting on the sand. It's not time to build sandcastle, Vetsku. You're racing. But he's got himself past Sunday Driver, he's got himself up into 9th position, and he's demonstrating that Iceman-like composure. Let's jump back to Ryan Skywalker and Yeehaw because they seem to be having a fantastic battle together. Only 0.6 seconds between the two of them. Ryan Skywalker coming over the hill, down into the right-hander, not going to go into the gravel this time around because he's chasing down Yeehaw. He's going to try and regain that 4th position, and he's going to try and catch up to Eric Jimenez and take the fight to him. Eric Jimenez not able to catch up to Diego Texera as effectively as he did a few laps ago because he's dropped about 0.8 of a second in just a few laps there. Diego Texera there, not to discredit him, it's not all Eric's messing up. Diogo is a fantastic driver, a fast driver, and we'd expect no less. We'd expect no less. Isaac dropping down the order. I think he just had an off just when round the right-hander there at the bottom of the track. So it's allowed Vetsku and Fotos to move up into 8th and 7th place there. And retake some positions. Oh! And that's Yeehaw in the gravel. That's Yeehaw on the exit of the arena. He seems to have gone round, and this has allowed Alexander Gray and Ryan Skywalker to move through without an issue. He's rejoined there very safely. Fantastic driving from him. And I think that's another driver off at the arena. It is. It's Vetsku. It's allowed Fostos through because Vetsku has gone straight on at the arena section, breaking into the chicane, and he's just carried on. And the same things happened to Evil Goblin. Is this a new meta? Is this a way to get in time? These drivers bending the rules. Not just bending the rules. Folded them in half. One driver that's not been bending the rules is Eric Madera, doing a commendable drive. Now 0.7 seconds away from Diogo Teixeira. Gained a second on Diogo after he dropped back a bit just a few laps ago. Just maybe last lap I think that was now. I'm losing track of time because he is right on Diogo Teixeira's back heels now. 0.3 seconds between them coming into Box 9 and up round Box 9 into Box 10. Left-hander, and you got a long straight for Eric to gain some time on Diogo. He's going to try and do a bit of a switchback here, taking a tighter line out of it, getting some speed out of it. He's basically alongside out of the corner, and he's already ahead before they've even exited the corner properly. Coming into the arena section, Eric Gemendera is up into second position, and he is hunting down Michelle Rodriguez. With 7 minutes left, he is a man on a mission. He's going to try and regain that first place that he lost so tragically at the start of the race. But Diogo Teixeira there moving down into third position. Not to his discredit, Eric Gemendera is a fantastic driver, but Diogo not able to defend as effectively as perhaps he would have liked to. Still, 6 seconds between Diogo Teixeira and Ryan Skywalker, so a bit of a buffer there. Diogo Teixeira comfortable, as long as he doesn't have to spin in his podium position, I think. Closest other battle on track, Isaac and Sunday Driver, and there's Sunday Driver just moving off track to let Isaac through. Not sure if that was intentional, but Isaac's going to say thank you very much, I'll take that 9th position, and he moves up into 9th as he comes around to complete the final few corners of the circuit. Sunday Driver down into 10th position. I'm not sure whether he lost some traction out of the corner or what happened there, but Isaac won't be complaining. Just ahead of them there is that Vetsku and Fostos battling away. It is going into the first corner. Vetsku close to Fostos. 1.5 seconds between the pair of them. Fostos going to look to try and fend off Vetsku. Not able to carry all the speed around that corner there. Using some of the camber to get some traction down on the exit of the corner onto the nearly straight. The fast right, left, and then into the left-hander. Not going to go onto the gravel, just as Ryan Skywalker did before, and another driver, Alexander Gray, did before. Speaking of Alexander Gray, he's only 7/10 of a second behind Ryan Skywalker. He's on a recovery drive, trying to make his way back up into the podium positions after he tragically flew out of them just at that corner we were seeing before. Alexander coming into the arena section, close behind Ryan Skywalker, going to try and gain some time and out of this corner, get some good traction on for a bit of full throttle action around the final few corners, and Ryan Skywalker is just trying to drive a clean race and keep himself away from Alexander. Just trying to escape his clutches. Coming down the pit straight now into the first hairpin. These two drivers both driving fantastic races and both driving with the same livery. The number 1 of Ryan Skywalker, the number 5 of Alexander Gray into turn 3, the hairpin around the left. Not much going on there. They're still separated by about a second, so these two drivers seem to be par on level with each other. Two drivers that are also par on level with each other. Isaac and Sunday Driver battling all the way down the pit straight. I think Isaac might have got back past Sunday Driver after being passed before. Isaac goes defensive, breaks deep into the corner. Sunday Driver's going to try and get the optimal line through the corner. Isaac touching the curb. That's going to lose him a bit of time. Up ahead, what's happened to Diogo Teixeira and Ryan Skywalker? I think that Diogo Teixeira seems to have had a spin. Diogo Teixeira's backwards, and it's allowed Alexander Gray and Ryan Skywalker through. Diogo Teixeira throws away the podium position in an incident. Once again, tragic scenes for Diogo. He just cannot manage to keep these podium positions intact. He's going to come around Bok 9 and Bok 10 in 5th position. He's not lost too much of position, but that's because that top 5 was so clear of the person in position 6, Fostos. But devastation for Diogo Teixeira there, dropping out of the podium positions. And Jubilee, Gloy, Jubilee, what is the term? Joy. Ryan Skywalker up into 3rd position. Right at the front of the pack, Eric Jimenez on a recovery drive with 3 minutes left is 0.6 seconds away from Michelle Rodriguez. We're going to stick with this battle for a bit because it looks like it's about to heat up. 3 minutes left for Eric Jimenez to make a move past Michelle Rodriguez. Michelle Rodriguez, as we know, is a very fair driver that will give him all the space that he needs, but not an inch more. Around the hairpin, Eric Jimenez is closing on Michelle Rodriguez all the time. He's just sniffing at his exhaust fumes and he's watching his lines and learning where Michelle loses time and where he can gain time, and coming around the right, left, into the right-hander now. Eric Jimenez not looking to go onto the gravel as so many other drivers have. Gaining time, Michelle Rodriguez is alongside him before they come into the next right-hander. Eric Jimenez is ahead before the corner. Michelle Rodriguez tries to turn in, but there's a car in the way. Coming around Bok 9, Michelle Rodriguez looking to get a bit better traction. He's on the inside of Bok 9, and they've clipped each other and they've gone round. Synchronized spinning for Michelle Rodriguez and Eric Jimenez as they're going around Bok 9. Is this going to allow Ryan Skywalker to catch up to the pair of them, because he's only 10 seconds behind? There he is in the back of frame. Eric Jimenez comes off at the front, in front of Michelle Rodriguez. I'm lost for words. Michelle Rodriguez with a daring lunge up the inside tries to keep the traction out the corner. Eric Jimenez just comes across right, trying to get the best line into Bok 10, and they both go around synchronized spinning for the pair of them. And now it's the 3 that you'd expect, the 3 we all thought would be at the front. It's Eric Jimenez, Michelle Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker just off the back of these 2. And so there we go, the move for first. Eric Jimenez is back into 1st place. He's gone from 1st to 11th to 1st in one race in 15 minutes. What a drive from Eric Jimenez there. Fantastic racing. Michelle Rodriguez then breaking deep into that hairpin there, trying to get some speed back on Eric Jimenez, but that's not going to help him. He's going to go cut the grass, and he's going to allow Ryan Skywalker to close in on them, and it's going to drop him back from Eric Jimenez. And so it looks like Eric Jimenez, with that, firing any terrible incidents like that, don't want to lose traction out of a corner like that, Eric. He's going to clear off from Michelle Rodriguez. 1.5 seconds between Michelle Rodriguez and Eric Jimenez. 1.5 seconds between Michelle Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker. Alexander Gray dropped off the back of them now after his battle with Ryan Skywalker. And then it's a 17-second gap back to Fostos. Let's look for this 3-car battle for 6th place. Diogo Teixeira at the head of it. 4-car battle. Vetsku, Yeehaw and Isaac all battling away for 6th place by the looks of it. Coming around the right, left of the almost straight. Diogo Teixeira doing a bit of drifting for us there. I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. Cut away for a bit of tension there. Yeehaw and Vetsku very close together there, coming into the corner. Who's going to come out ahead? Vetsku, it's just behind, just ahead of Yeehaw there. And that is Isaac coming around behind them, backing it up. Yeah, 8th place Yeehaw. Vetsku in 7th, coming round onto the short straight. 0 seconds left on the clock. 2 laps to go for the leaders. This 4-car battle is really heating up as we come on to the last lap. Vetsku, Yeehaw trying to make a move on Vetsku. Yeehaw breaking late, breaking deep. He outbreaks himself and he goes very, very deep into the corner. He did very well there to avoid a collision with Vetsku, but that's going to drop him off the back of the battle because now he's a 2.5 behind. Vetsku and Diogo Teixeira battling away then for 7th position. This is Diogo Teixeira fighting with Fostos, sorry, for 5th position. That's not going to help you, Diogo. Get off the grass. But he's still going to battle Fostos coming into the first hairpin. He's going to brake. He's going to look to the inside. He's braking deep. He makes a clean move up the inside of Fostos there. And Diogo Teixeira up into 5th position. He's redeeming himself after crashing out of the podium. And he's making a fantastic move there into 5th. Fostos is going to give it without a fight though. Fostos going back at him into the turn 3 hairpin. Fostos taking the wider line. Diogo moving to the inside, taking the defensive line, trying to get some traction down out of the corner. Fostos moves his back end out a little bit, giving us a little cheeky drift. but not enough to gain some time in Diogo Teixeira. At the front of the pack, the drivers coming round Box 10 look to be spread out fairly evenly. Top 3, followed by Alexander Gray just behind them. And so here he is, your battle for 5th. Diogo Teixeira and Fostos. Fostos trying to find a way past Diogo Teixeira. He's all over the back of him, but he's losing traction out the corners and he's cutting the grass. And Vetsku's going to try and capitalise. Vetsku looking to the inside, not able to make the move this time around because he's a bit further back. But Vetsku not cutting the grass, coming around Box 10, trying to get some time on Fostos. Fostos is all over the shop. Can't keep track of this drivers because at the front of the pack, Eric Jamandera comes across to complete the 14th Track Titan Community Race Heat 1. He's the winner, followed by Michelle Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker. Alexander Gray is going to come across in 4th position, a comfortable 4th position in the end, very clear of Diogo Teixeira and this battle for 5th. As it comes across the line, Diogo Teixeira seems to be away and clear. Fostos and Vetsku are going to battle to the line. Vetsku only under half a second away from Fostos, who's going to have better speed coming onto the straight. Vetsku's gaining, he's losing time. Diogo Teixeira's all over the grass. Vetsku's cutting grass. Vetsku's all over the back of Fostos, and Fostos just holds on to a 6th position. So it's Diogo Teixeira in 5th, Fostos in 6th, Vetsku in 7th, Yeehaw in 8th. Drops back from the battle after an incident in the arena, or a little moment in the arena, the last lap. And so some synchronized somersaults for the drivers there. Eva Goblin comes around in 9th place. Sunday driver in 10th, battling to the line, them two drivers there. Nothing less than you'd expect from a driver like Eva Goblin. Always battling to the end. Isaac comes home in 11th, and Castleman coming around the final few corners in 12th position. Looks like Mouse Ollie? The pits, but I'm not sure what's happened with him. But there we go, the last driver on the grid is having a torrid time. Can't get this Ferrari right. He's going to chuck it in reverse. That's enough of that. So there you go, a winner of the first race is Eric Jamandera, followed by Michelle Rodriguez, followed by Ryan Skywalker, as you'd expect. Do you expect any less? That's exactly what we expected from these drivers. So here we go for the second race, reverse grid. It's going to be Isaac on the front row, alongside Sunday driver, Evil Goblin in 3rd with Yeehaw in 4th. Vetsku is going to start 5th with Fostos in 6th, Diogo Teixeira in 7th, Alexander Gray in 8th, Ryan Skywalker in 9th, Michelle Rodriguez in 10th, and Eric Jamandera rounds out the pack, starting last and 11th. No, he's not. Quinton Castleman in 12th and Mouse Ollie in 13th because they were in the pits for the first race. That pulls them to the back, but that's not the matter because we're going to expect some drivers to come through the pack. 6 lights are off. We're going to wait for the drivers are going to wait on the line for the lights to come on. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights on. 6 lights are out, and away we go. And it's a fantastic start there from Isaac. He is off the line and away. Sunday driver not getting such a good start because they're 4 wide coming into the first corner. Sunday driver not getting a fantastic start there. He's got the inside. Vetsku getting bullied around the outside. There's a driver around. It looks like it might be Evil Goblin. Isaac is away and clear at the front. Sunday driver has managed to get himself battled back up into 2nd position. And who's this coming through the pack here? It's that Sunday driver Fostos and Diogo Teixeira, an incident. They've collided with Vetsku and Vetsku's gone round. Terrible, terrible incident for Vetsku there. He wasn't any part of that. He just got caught by a driver that was out of control. So unfortunate for him there. The Sunday driver getting chased down by Yeehaw, looking to make positions. And the 3 drivers we've got our eyes on, Ryan Skywalker, Michelle Rodriguez, and Eric Jamandera. Ryan Skywalker has had the best start of the lot of them. He's into 4th position, just ahead of Michelle Rodriguez. Them 2 drivers must have come through just together. They were starting the line astern on the grid. Alexander Gray is just behind him. They've made positions on him. He's in 6th position, and Vetsku is in 7th after that absolutely horrific incident on him that he had no fault for at all. Isaac at the front of the pack then, 2.9 seconds clear of the rest of them. He's used that fantastic start and he's gone away with it. Yeehaw is getting hunted down by Ryan Skywalker, looking to get another podium position, another 3rd place. This is potentially a 2nd or a 1st for Ryan this time round. Ryan on the inside, into the arena section, breaking deep, giving Yeehaw a bit of a love tap. Michelle Rodriguez says thank you very much, and Michelle Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker both move a position up into 3rd and 4th. Michelle Rodriguez looking to make a move on Ryan Skywalker as well. Oh, Ryan Skywalker moves back over, covers Michelle Rodriguez off, does not give him any inches And coming around to complete the first lap, it's Isaac from Sunday Driver, from Ryan Skywalker, from Michelle Rodriguez. Eric Gimondera, the other driver we've got our eyes on. Let's not look at Eric Gimondera, because Ryan Skywalker has just made a fantastic move for second position. He's breaking deep. Oh, and Sunday Driver has given Ryan Skywalker a punt up the butt, and he has sent him round onto the gravel. Sunday Driver is going to move onto the gravel and let Ryan Skywalker through, which is very sportsmanlike, but unfortunately it looks like he just got his lines messed up there, and Ryan Skywalker coming off the worst. However, that does help Michelle Rodriguez in his hunt for a in his hunt for a win, because he's in second place now, hunting down Isaac 3.5 seconds away from him. But that incident between Sunday Driver and Ryan Skywalker has allowed him to move up into that second position. Yeehaw in third is getting chased by Alexander Gray. Alexander Gray right up his backside there, 0.6 seconds between them. Alexander Gray is looking at his line, seeing what he can learn. You see he's taking a much tighter line around block 9 there, looking to get some good traction, because Yeehaw is using all the track coming right across in front of Alexander Gray there. That maybe looked closer on the camera than it actually was. But Alexander Gray has used that, and he's learned, but he doesn't learn not to put the throttle down too fast, and he's lost some traction, and that's allowed Eric Gimondera to come down. Like a shark, Eric Gimondera waits until his prey is weak and moves up the inside, takes fourth position from Alexander Gray, and now he's going to hunt down Yeehaw. So round on the second lap, it's Isaac from Michelle Rodriguez from Yeehaw, from Eric Gimondera from Alexander Gray. That's quite a change from the first lap. This is a very, very entertaining race. Ryan Skywalker on a recovery drive is hunting down Diego Teixeira after being punted. He is on the straight into where he got punted last time round. He's hunted down Diego Teixeira. He's going to move to the inside. He's going to break deeper than Diego Teixeira, but Diego Teixeira moves right across, chops off his nose. Diego Teixeira giving no quarter, but Ryan Skywalker, no love lost, moves up the inside, gets just a bit ahead of Diego Teixeira, and it's enough to take him right ahead into turn 3, into the hairpin. Ryan Skywalker up into 6th position. Eric Gimondera, what's happened? Off camera, Eric having an incident, drops him down into 5th position from 3rd. Not sure if he collided with Yeehaw or what happened there, but now he's going to have to try and get back past Alexander Gray after Alexander Gray opened the door for him before. Alexander won't make it easy for him. Defending hard into the right-hander, into block 9. Eric thinks about it, but says no. Round the right-hander, tight right-hander there, into the left-hander, block 10. Eric Gimondera is going to try and replicate that exact same move he made on him last time round onto the short straight. Here comes Eric Gimondera. Is he going to get better traction out the corner this time round? Alexander Gray, yes he is. He's not going to lose a bunch of time like he did last time. But Eric Gimondera is right behind him, and he's breaking deep. He's going to try and get up the inside. Alexander Gray racing very, very fair there, giving Eric Gimondera plenty space, plenty more space than is expected of him, but fair enough. Alexander Gray drops down into 5th position, Eric Gimondera into 4th. And now Eric Gimondera begins the hunt for the podium. Sniffing at Yeehaw, trying to try and get back into that podium. Is it going to happen? Is it going to be two overtakes in 4 corners? Yes, it is. Eric Gimondera breaks deep, moves a late move to the inside of the hairpin, just showing Yeehaw how it's done there. Moving right to the inside of the first top corner hairpin. 2 overtakes in 4 corners for Eric Gimondera there. What a fantastic drive for him. Michelle Rodriguez, meanwhile, 4.5 seconds of the road, has closed down on Isaac, now 0.4 seconds behind him. From 3 seconds, Michelle has eaten away at this gap and driven a very clean race, as we've come to expect from him in the Niki Lauda livery. He is Niki Lauda after all, we found that out this stream. Anyway, Isaac not able to defend from Michelle Rodriguez. Michelle Rodriguez is up the inside of block 9. Oh, but he's not going to try and recreate what he did to Eric Gimondera last time around. Into the left-hander of block 10. He's going to sit behind Isaac and trying to make a clean move onto the straight. Michelle Rodriguez takes a bit more of an optimal line, I think, around the corner there, but loses a bit of traction out the corner. Is it going to cost him? It looks like it will do, because he's losing time on Isaac all the way down the straight. Isaac not making it easy for him. Into the arena section there. Isaac, whoa, breaking deep. That's not doing him any favours. Michelle Rodriguez is right up his backside now. Onto a bit of full throttle action. Michelle Rodriguez moves to the outside. Both drivers breaking into the corner. Isaac on the inside. Michelle Rodriguez on the outside. Michelle Rodriguez sweeps around the outside and comes into first position on the final corner. What a great move from Michel Rodriguez there. Exactly what you'd expect from him, and exactly as he's done tens of times before in other cars. Michel Rodriguez now in first position from Isaac in second. Eric Jamandera there at the top of the screen. You can see the snarl behind his helmet. He's hunting down Michel. He's going to try and take that first position from him for a second time in a row. Another thing you can see at the top of your screen there is Alexander Gray, Ryan Skywalker and Yeehaw battling over fourth position. It looks like Yeehaw is going to lose the fourth position to the hairpin. Alexander Gray up the inside, not able to get ahead this time around though. Can they get the good traction out of the corner? Yeehaw squirreling about a little bit, but there's not really an overtaking option into this next few corners. He's going to have to sit behind and wait, is Alexander Gray, until there's a better opportunity to overtake. Who's that off? Oh, Michel Rodriguez. Michel Rodriguez. I've cursed him. And he's gone off. Gone off at the right-hander of turn 7. And round he goes onto the gravel. Tragic. Truly, truly tragic scenes. Michel Rodriguez. Drops down into 6th position from first. And he loses the lead once again. Unfortunately, there he is cutting some grass, doing some gardening. That does put Isaac back into first position. Eric Jamandera is going to try and hunt him down though and take a second win today with 6.5 minutes left. It seems like it's only a matter of time until Eric Jamandera gets past Isaac now. He's been reeling him in for the last few laps. He's been breaking down that gap of about 4 seconds. Down to nothing. Isaac holding out at the front. Can he hold off Eric Jamandera? Isaac moves to the inside, defends into the corner. He's not going to allow Eric to make an easy move around him. Eric Jamandera trying to sweep around the outside, get some good traction off the corner into turn 2 and into turn 3. Isaac takes the right-hander into the corner, breaking deep. Eric Jamandera is up the inside, but he's not going to send Isaac around this time. Not going to pull a Michel Rodriguez. Oh, sorry, Michel. I don't want to make you notorious for that. Isaac and Eric Jamandera battling line astern through the left, right. Over the hill, down the hill, into the gravel trap. Not this time around for Isaac or Eric Jamandera. Eric's up the inside. He's alongside before the next corner. And they've collided once again at this section of track. Eric Jamandera has collided in a battle for the lead. And Isaac has come off the better. Perfect pirouettes for the drivers there. Isaac back up into first position. Eric Jamandera in second. I'll leave it up to the audience to decide whose fault that was. I'm saying nothing. Alexander Gray, though, moving up onto the back of this battle. He's now within a second of Eric Jamandera. He's going to be trying to hunt down that second or first position finish. Eric Jamandera going to have to go for another attempt in the next few laps. With 5 minutes left, though, can he reel in Isaac with a second and a half between them? Other drivers further back, Michel Rodriguez, once again, hunting down Yeehaw. Still ahead of Ryan Skywalker. Can he hunt down Yeehaw for that 4th position and potentially fight his way back up into the podium positions? Yeehaw, look at that. Look at the speed difference between the pair of them. Yeehaw is surely going to get gobbled up by Michel Rodriguez now, coming down the straight into the first corner. You've got a battle of 3 and a battle of 2. Whole line of stern. Looks like no one's coming off advantageously at the front of the pack. Between these though, Michel Rodriguez darts to the inside, moves around the inside of Yeehaw. Yeehaw thinks better than to spin Michel Rodriguez round, and Michel Rodriguez is up into 4th position. Yeehaw down into 5th, but still a commendable fight from Yeehaw there. Don't want to discredit him. Let's jump back to the front because it looks like Eric Jamandera is going to go for round 2 with Isaac. And in round 2, Isaac's come off the worst because he's all over the grass. He's had a little bump with Eric Jamandera there. Foul play? I don't know. Isaac drops down into 3rd position. Alexander Gray says thank you very much and moves up into 2nd. It looks like, yeah, Eric Jamandera thought it so too, and he's dropped back into 3rd position. He's allowed Isaac back through. Very, very well done there, Eric Jamandera. Really good sportsmanship from Sean on stream there. He's going to try and make a clean pass on Isaac up the inside of box 10. Not quite this time around. Isaac losing traction out the corner. All the meanwhile, with all this fighting and all this sportsmanship, Alexander Gray's just gone, I'll take that, and has got himself back up into 1st position. A position he's coming very acquainted with now. with himself. Oh, and Isaac. Oh, no. Once again, Isaac and Eric Shimandera have come together. And Eric Shimandera rejoins the track and bumps into Michelle Rodriguez. And Isaac's trying to get out of the way. Eric Shimandera can't get out of the way enough. Michelle Rodriguez moves him into second position. It's now a four-way battle with 3 minutes left for second place. That's so tragic for Isaac and then Eric Shimandera there. But Eric Shimandera now back in a battle with Yeehaw. Brian Skywalker and Isaac in amongst it. Brian Skywalker and Eric Shimandera alongside each other. And Eric Shimandera's gone around once again. He's having an absolutely torrid time. Poor Eric. You've got to feel for him, because none of this has been his fault so far. Yeehaw seems to be taking some responsibility for that one and has stopped on track and disconnected. Not sure what's happened there, but there you go. In amongst all that, Ryan Skywalker up into third position. He's going to try and take a second podium of the day. Alexander Gray is 6 seconds ahead of the rest of them now, clear in the lead with 2.5 minutes to go. He might have secured that position with Michelle Rodriguez in second and Ryan Skywalker in third. Now clear of Isaac and Fostos. Isaac and Fostos are going to battle away for fourth position. Meanwhile, Eric Shimandera is going to not battle away with Diego Teixeira. No, he's not. Oh, and that's Diego Teixeira getting pushed into the wall, pushed onto the gravel. This gravel is the claimer of careers. It's claimed at least 3 drivers today. Isaac goes into the back of Fostos and the two have gone round. Shades of Alan Prost and Ayrton Senna there, because Isaac has collided into the back of Fostos and the pair of them have gone round. Isaac's having a torrid time trying to get back on track. Fostos rejoins just behind Eric Shimandera. Eric Shimandera in 5th position. And you know what? It's small consolation for Eric, given everything that's happened to him so far. But there he is, back into 5th position. Chasing down Diego Teixeira with 1.5 minutes left. He might be able to close in for 2 seconds on Diego Teixeira and regain 4th position. It looks like your podium might be set with only 1.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Alexander Gray is crossing the line. 5.5 seconds clear of Michelle Rodriguez. Michelle Rodriguez flying through the field after some incidents earlier on, after a bit of a trip into the gravel and some sandcastle making. He's now in 2nd position once again, with Ryan Skywalker in 3rd once again. It's like deja vu. Not much battles on track now as drivers are disappearing left, right and centre. Not many able to get this Ferrari tamed. Not many able to have a good battle with these Ferraris. They are very twitchy, very powerful and very fast, as we know in track time community races. Never a good combination. Fostos there, embarrassing himself. That was very mean. Fostos just going on, having a trip onto the gravel. Diego Teixeira just out of camera, and now just on camera, doing some sandcastle making once again. Sunday driver's going to come through and capitalise on that. No, he's not. He's going to try and have a battle with Diego Teixeira for 6th. Sunday driver sees Diego Teixeira there. He's trying to capitalise on it. You can tell that he is. You can tell that he is, because he's driving all over the back of Diego Teixeira. Diogo now running away from Sunday driver onto the straight, but it looks like Sunday driver might have a bit of better traction coming into the arena section. Is Sunday driver going to be able to brake later than Diogo Teixeira? Not this time round. Diogo takes a clean line, goes through the right, goes through the left. And they are now back in the same positions they were before. 9 drivers left on track, rotating. Mouse Ollie at the back of the lot, coming round the wiggly wheelie section. He is just taking an easy drive, an easy Tuesday drive. Evil Goblin in 8th, taking a safe drive once again. Sunday driver in 7th, dropped back a bit from Diego Teixeira there. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to take the battle to him. Diego Teixeira in 6th. Fostos driving around in 5th. After a few battles earlier on, he seems to have settled in a bit of a gap of his own. All the drivers kind of just spread about a bit. On the final lap, Eric Shimandera, he's gone from 1st to 11th to 1st, and then starting 12th, and then going to 1st, and then going to 4th. Once again, he just doesn't like staying in one position. He's all over the curbs, just to prove the point. Ryan Skywalker looks to be set to take home another third position. He seems to have kept a fairly equal distance to Michelle Rodriguez and given a few more laps. I'm sure Michelle Rodriguez would have been able to move up from this second position because he's gained about 2 seconds on Alexander Gray in just a couple laps. But it looks like it's going to be a debut win for Alexander Gray. Another Swede on the top step of the podium. Alexander Gray rounds the final corner. The orange flares are lit. It looks like Alexander Gray is the winner of the 14th edition of the Track Title Community Race Series. And Alexander Gray wins the second race. Michelle Rodriguez takes home a second. And Ryan Skywalker takes home the second third. Eric Jamandera, tragic race this time around. Has had a torrid time in this second race. Comes home fourth. A great finish from him, given everything that did occur to him. But I'm sure he would have preferred to be on the top step of the podium. Fostos takes it home fifth. He does very well to get to there. Diogo Teixeira in sixth. Diogo Teixeira, who was battling for the lead at one point, and then had a few more battles, and then a few spins, and then still comes home sixth, which is a good showing for him. Thunder Driver in seventh. Managed to get through both races and had a collision, but it was on stream, so that's good because that's action. Evil Goblin comes round. He's going to come round in 8th position. He's going to round the final few corners. The final corner now. Evil Goblin brings us across the line in 8th position. The man, the myth, the legend. It's Evil Goblin. Hopefully he gives us some donuts, but there we go. Mouse Ollie's going to trundle around the line in a little bit. Jesus Christ. Mouse Ollie's going to come across the line in 9th position there. Good debut for him. There we go. A first time win for Alexander Gray. Great job, Alexander. Really good job. He's kept his nose clean and he's capitalised on others' mistakes and others' incidents to come home in first place. Well, that was a bit of chaos. From start to finish. Great drives all round from everyone involved. Nothing less than you'd expect from a Track Title Community Race. And there we go. Another Tuesday evening, another community race. Thank you to everyone that's joined me today. I've been Adam Chapman, commentating you through this race. And it's been a pleasure to share this Tuesday evening with everyone. Hope you all join us next week for the next Track Titan Community Race. And yeah, I will see you in 7 days' time. It's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-ra.